The Salem witch trials. Mass hysteria or real witchcraft? Welcome to our channel, where today we delve into one of the darkest chapters in American history. This is the story of the Salem witch trials, which took place in 1692, where fear and paranoia led to the execution of 20 people accused of practicing witchcraft. We'll explore the social, political, and religious factors that contributed to this tragic event and discuss whether these trials were the result of mass hysteria or if there were other underlying causes. Join us on this thrilling historical journey. The Salem witch trials began in a small town in Massachusetts in 1692, a part of the New England colonies. This period was marked by social, political, and religious tensions. The colonists were living in a harsh environment, facing conflicts with local tribes and under the intense pressure of a strict puritanical system that governed their daily lives. The Puritan colonies were characterized by deep religious devotion and a pervasive fear of the devil and witchcraft. Any unexplained phenomena were seen as signs of the devil's interference, and people believed that witchcraft posed a real threat to the community. This environment, filled with fear and tension, was ripe for something tragic to occur. The trials began when a group of young girls in Salem started displaying unexplainable symptoms, such as convulsions, screaming, and crying without any apparent cause. The doctors had no explanation for these conditions, and soon they began to believe that the girls had been bewitched. Initially, 3 women were accused of practicing witchcraft: Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, a slave of Caribbean origin. Tituba was the first to confess to practicing witchcraft under intense pressure, claiming that other women in Salem had also joined in a pact with the devil. This confession led to a surge in hysteria, spreading accusations throughout the town. People began accusing their neighbors, friends, and even relatives of witchcraft, and the trials took a terrifying turn. In a short period, 20 people were arrested and executed on charges of witchcraft, most of them women. The trials heavily relied on personal testimonies and rumors, with little to no physical evidence. Spectral evidence was used, where witnesses were allowed to testify about whether they had seen the accused in their dreams or visions practicing witchcraft. The judicial process was unfair and disorganized, with accusations being accepted without investigation or scrutiny. The accused had little chance to defend themselves, often confessing under torture or threat. In the end, 19 people were hanged, and 1 man was tortured to death for refusing to make a confession. To understand the causes that led to the Salem witch trials, it's essential to look at the social and religious factors of that time. The Puritan colonies were living in isolation and strict adherence to religious values, with a deep fear of sin and the devil. Family disputes and social and political divisions added to the tension and paranoia. There were also economic factors at play. Some researchers suggest that land and property disputes may have played a role in escalating accusations. Accusations of witchcraft were used as a tool to eliminate rivals or political enemies. Additionally, independent women who challenged traditional societal values were more likely to be accused of witchcraft. The end and admission of guilt. By the end of 1692, the trials lost momentum as religious and political leaders realized that they had made a grave mistake. Doubts began to creep into their minds about the validity of the accusations and the evidence used in the trials. In May 1693, Governor William Phips ordered a halt to all trials and the release of the accused. In the years following the trials, the Puritan Church began to reconsider its stance and acknowledge the mistakes made. In 1702, the trials were declared unlawful, and in 1711, the Massachusetts legislature passed a resolution to compensate the families of the victims. However, the psychological and social effects of these events lingered for decades, and the Salem witch trials became a harsh lesson about the dangers of mass hysteria and religious fanaticism. As we wrap up this video, we ask, what can we learn from the Salem witch trials? Are we still at risk of making the same mistakes today if we allow fear and paranoia to control our minds? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.